Have you ever tried to shift or change a habit and pattern in your life that just won't seem to budge? Something that you've worked on and tried many, many times, but continue to struggle. And even if you have had some initial success, it seems like you always hit a place of self-sabotage where you revert back to old behaviors and feel very discouraged that you're ever going to be able to actually shift. If that's you, you're in the right place. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 5 R's of reprogramming your subconscious mind. Hi, my name's Wiley. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and a belief system and embodiment specialist. I have been working on my subconscious mind and reprogramming it for years, but I've also worked with many others over the last 15 years, working with people to create lasting change up into a higher level version of themselves by reprogramming their subconscious mind. So today I'd like to talk to you about my framework for reprogramming the subconscious mind. I like to look at the reprogramming of the subconscious mind as a journey of self-discovery, evolution, and expansion. So as we move through this journey, we have to remember that there's always going to be additional layers. We'll scratch the surface layer and we'll make progress, and then we'll move deeper and deeper and deeper. So it's an ever-evolving process. We don't ever really get there. We just get better at learning the techniques to help us more efficiently move through and realize and break through any barriers that we have. The first R is going to be review. So the very first thing that we have to do is take an inventory of what our current beliefs are. I would start with one specific area that you are wanting to reprogram your beliefs in. It can get very overwhelming and trying to do too much all at one time. And as I mentioned, it's an ever evolving journey. Okay, so I would start with something specifically, a belief that you're wanting to change. If you don't quite know where to start, my suggestion would be is to start working on your own worth and value, because so many of us have wounding around that, like core limiting belief wounding, subconscious beliefs. So I would start there, okay? But choose one area that you want to work on is what I would recommend to start with. Okay, because we're going to learn these skill sets and then we're going to build. So the first thing is the review. So we sit down and we take inventory. We sit down and write out what are my current beliefs about myself, right? And we're going to specifically tailor it here. And so you would write out, for instance, for me, right? I had a limiting belief that I was not enough. I also had a belief that I did not deserve to be loved. And so, like I said, you're just going to journal this out, like the things, and how you get to these aspects is you just start writing out who you believe yourself to be and what the energy of that identity is. So you can start with the surface level of the roles you play in society or who you are to other people or all those things. Say, I am a woman who, any of those prompts will help you to kind of just, and like I said, we're journaling or we're recording ourselves as we're moving through this exercise. Okay, so the second part of this is repetition. We're going to want to, it's repetition and suggestion. So we're wanting to repetitively suggest to both the conscious and the subconscious mind these new beliefs or assumptions about ourselves. We identified what we are working with. We're wanting to shift those beliefs. And so now we've decided what the new beliefs are that we're wanting to download. Start with 5 to 10. I would actually just start with 5 assumption or affirmation statements, but we want to use our discernment. So you do you. Okay. And then we're going to start repetitively suggesting this to ourselves. You can write these affirmations out and you can review them and recite them. Okay. Or you can also record or audio record yourself affirming these assumptions and then listen to it back. But I will say on the conscious level with the repetition and suggestion, we still need to be using emotion, the magical ingredient. I mean, it's an important component. So when you're saying these statements, you really have to feel it. And for me, I always have a visual picture that pops up in my mind. That's just, it doesn't have to, but that's for me. And so that's because that helps me feel. And so just keep that in mind, that it's not just going through and repetitively writing or saying these statements. You can do that, but it's so much more powerful. And if you just actually embody the state and the feeling when you're saying the affirmation. Of course, there's probably going to be some resistance to this because your limiting belief is literally running the show in the subconscious. So just be kind, be curious, stay present, and stay persistent. The third aspect of this is relaxation. And this really loops into repetition and suggestion with the conscious and subconscious mind. The relaxation element is really about the repetition and suggestion with the subconscious mind. So we want to daily, using relaxation techniques and moving ourselves into slower brainwave state, so either alpha or ideally theta state, in order to bypass the analytical mind and to really immerse the subconscious mind in these new beliefs. And so you would just want to listen to a subconscious reprogramming track or hypnotherapy track around your chosen area. So a worth and value, yourself as worthy and deserving. And so that would be then somebody taking through you a process of relaxation, slow down those brain waves, and then would talk assumptions and instilling those into your mind. That's third. So we have review, we have repetition and suggestion, and then we have relaxation. So then the next component is really what I call routine check-ins. So each day you're going to set aside some time to do the conscious level assumption and affirmation work. You're also going to set aside a time daily to do the subconscious repetition and suggestion work. Those are two aspects of what you'll be doing daily. And then this third piece is the routine check-ins. So what I would encourage you to do is set it on your phone, and then 2 to 3 times throughout the day, I want you checking in with yourself. So where when the alarm or it goes off, we just take a moment and we ask ourselves really, like, what state am I in? What am I thinking? What am I believing? What actions am I taking or not taking? And how am I showing up, or how am I not showing up? Just, it could be a very brief. In the beginning, it's gonna feel like it takes a little time, but the more we get used to it, the more lists it becomes to just check in. So that's the third piece of this, okay? And subconscious reprogramming, it does take some effort. I'm not saying it's hard, I'm not gonna say it's taking a long time, but we are instilling a new programming here. So we are gonna have to be consistent, we're gonna have to be persistent, and we're going to have to show up every single day for a period of time. I myself personally, when I implemented this process with myself, at 30 days, you're gonna feel a major shift because you're gonna be more in alignment with these new beliefs. So just stay with it. I mean, this is your relationship to yourself you're talking about. And if you can reprogram these limiting beliefs, like, your whole world will look different because, our beliefs are reflected back to us in our 3D world. So putting yourself on point here, it's worth it. It's more than worth it. Even if it feels hard sometimes, that's just the resistance, and that's your old beliefs. The very next one is to be able to reflect or recite it back. Okay, this is when we're going to know if something has properly been downloaded for us, because if we can then go on a rant without any prompts, we ourselves are giving it. Okay, you've heard people who, you probably listened to videos of people who are giving these rants to others. Love to listen to them because it elevates our energy. But now we're going to want to be able to see that we can do this. That's going to show that we are not only absorbing and immersing into our subconscious and conscious mind, but now we're able to actually reflect it back with minimal effort. It feels natural to us. That's what we're trying to get out here. I would say some people call this scripting when you write it out, but you can do it that way. I would just say that take some time during the day to consciously do a little pump up, or like an affirmation rant where you just riff. I am so worthy and deserving. I am enough. I've always been enough. I will always be enough. I am worthy and deserving because I exist. You just go whatever chosen area you're working on. And then the last piece of this is the reaction piece. And in the reaction piece, this is just going to be this is like the feedback we're looking for, because anytime we have reactions in our daily lives to really anything, what I would consider to be maybe negative reactions particularly, but it could be positive. If you're having positive reactions, those are beliefs too, and the more affirmative. So just start watching your reactions to life. When we're triggered, when we're activated, when something comes up, there's really valuable feedback in that there's some kind of belief or limiting belief that is creating the story or the meaning that you're giving to the event. So I always use any reactions or any triggers that I have. I'm always like, ooh, gold mine. There's so much feedback in this for me, and growth. I'm always like, ooh, it's grow time. So anyways, that is the last R. So we have review, repetition and suggestion, relaxation, reflect or recite it back, routine check-ins, and reactions. I hope that has been a helpful framework for you to begin this journey of subconscious reprogramming. Just keep in mind, it's not hard. And we have to trust ourselves, because ultimately our relationship and our trust in self, which is a belief, will dictate everything. And one thing that my mentor and coach has said that really helped me is that really one of the best beliefs is to believe that you can replace a belief in an instant. You can reprogram a belief in an instant. That belief will serve you. And so I would repeat that too, affirming that it's effortless for you to change your beliefs. It's easy. It happens instantaneously. So that weaving a couple of those affirmations or assumptions in early on can be really helpful too, that you trust yourself, believe you can reprogram or change a belief in an instant. Those will absolutely serve you. I hope this information has been helpful to you. If it has, please leave a comment. I'd love to know what you're working on. What are you trying to reprogram? And I will catch you on the flip side.